Okay, hey guys, ShockerCyclone here, and today I am going to talk to you guys about, and you can probably know if you read the title, why I stopped watching Power Rangers. Before we get into that though, I'm going to do this now, just in case I forget at the end of the video, because I forgot at the end of the last one. Please give a like to this video if you like it, because it will really help my channel grow, and I would really want my channel to grow. That's why I'm kind of trying to do a video once a week, at least. Also, if you're not subscribed and you like what I have to say, please do subscribe. Also, if you want to support me, I do have a Ko-fi page. I'll be posting the link too. So just hit the button. Basically just give me a couple bucks, that's it. Okay, so when it comes with Power Rangers, I was there at the very beginning. Like, literally, because I'm that old. So that was way back in '93. And I had to stop watching it because we had moved back in '95. So about midway through the second season. And then it wouldn't really matter much anyway, because shortly after we moved, that's when the government of Canada decided to ban the show because it was too violent. Yeah. So basically, years go by, and I got back into it with SPD, and I rather enjoyed it. I forgot why I actually, like, how much I enjoyed it. Of course, then shortly after that, I found like Super Sentai and then Kamen Rider and all that. But I still stuck with Power Rangers. I went back and I found all the old episodes, watched them. This was back before the DVDs, so it was not entirely illegal. And then, yeah. So I was a pretty big fan right up until the end of RPM, when Disney announced that they were no longer going to be doing it, and that they had given it back to Saban. That was the first red flag. Because, well, no, it wasn't necessarily a red flag then, but it should have been. So, if you don't know, basically after RPM, they decided that Shinkenger, which was a Sentai series about samurai, because samurai were quite popular in Japan, the powers that be thought that it was going to be too Japanese, so they decided to pass on it. What they gave us was the first season of the original show, basically done Transformers Generation 2 style. So basically, like, the old episodes with weird-ass transitions. Here's the problem. Fans of the original show, like myself, hated it, because basically it felt like they were trying to ruin what, we grew up with. New fans of the series didn't get it, because basically they were all from the 90s, and most of these kids were from like late 90s to early 2000s when they were born. So basically early 90s, they had no idea what they were dealing with. Like, I'm 41 and I still have no idea what's going on. Seriously. So then they basically decided to bring, to do Shinkenger as samurai, but they did some things that I thought were kind of iffy. Mainly, bringing back the theme for part of it was okay. Having Go-Go Samurai be the morphing call was a bit much. Bringing back Bulk didn't work. I'm just going to say that now, it did not work, because basically Bulk was trying to be a samurai, which made no sense. And of course, they couldn't have Skull, so they had Skull's idiot kid, Spike, who was dumber than dirt. Now, don't get me wrong, it was nice to see them not as, like, bullies, but just, like, it felt like they took that one storyline from Shinkenger with, like, the Shinken Brown character, who was, like, I think it was, like, an English guy wanting to be a samurai, and they just kind of ran with it like that. Then, like, samurai was okay, because it felt like they stuck mainly to, you know, what they did for Shinkenger. But then we got Megaforce, and that's when I knew that we were in trouble. Because teenagers in school, chosen by a big giant head with a robot to save the world. Yeah, does that sound familiar? Because it did. And the big mistake they made with that was they decided to take 2 Super Sentai series, totaling about almost 100 episodes, and cramming it all into 40 episodes. Basically with, like Megaforce, they used Goseiger, and then for the second season, they did Gokaiger, but the problem is they made the Gokaiger stuff power-ups. Not just, oh, you know what, here's a whole new power, basically, you're not going to be wearing these suits anymore, you're going to be wearing these suits. No, basically just, they would transform into Goseiger and then go right into Gokaiger, which made no sense. So, it also kind of didn't help that most of the cast was not actually that noticeable. But, I mean, I watched it. Despite the fact that it felt like kind of a rip-off of their old stuff, I watched it. And then we got Dino Charge. Dino Charge was surprisingly good. I watched it with my wife back when we were dating. I think it was when we were dating. It was either when we were dating or early married, I don't know. It's basically like the first, and, well, I did show her the older stuff, but it's like the first one that she actually saw. And it was pretty good. Cast was great, story was great. It worked. Mind you, it also helped that they were using footage from one of the best Super Sentai series that has been released so far. And then we get to the one that killed it. For me. Because it almost felt like exactly the same thing that went wrong with Megaforce. Only this time, I couldn't do it. I made it halfway through, and after that, it's like, nope. And what I'm talking about is Ninja Steel. What really killed Ninja Steel for me wasn't just the fact that they were high school kids again, or the fact that they had a robot again. And if you want to count, I started appearing in like SPD, and then Kelson Henderson. If you want to count Kelson Henderson's head as like a big giant head, that's fine. No offense to Kelson if he's watching. I doubt he is, but if he is. So, what really got me was the bullies. Because they didn't have Bulk and Skull's charm. It was basically just a Chad and his idiot lackey, who would basically follow him around just because. Yeah, that did it. So, after I stopped watching, I got into the mindset that why would I watch Power Rangers when I could basically just watch the originals? Of course, it didn't help that not too long after that, that is when Toei decided to go to war with all the fan subbers. And it took almost a year for me to actually find a new group to do it that Toei hadn't targeted yet. So basically, yeah. Rusted Ninja Steel I didn't watch. Beast Morphers I didn't watch. Dino Fury I did not watch. I did not watch the Now and Forever special. And I'm not watching Cosmic Fury. Because honestly, it was a confirmation for me about what Saban was trying to do in the first place. Which is basically trying to make Power Rangers back to when he was his most successful. Basically trying to relive his glory days. That's what it feels like. Because I do remember that Saban, back in the early 90s, when he tried this whole thing with taking tokusatsu from Japan and basically just swapping out some footage, and Power Rangers being successful, they began to do it with other shows like Metal Heroes, and let us not forget the god-awful Kamen Rider adaptation he tried to do, which he never should have done because he basically took a serious adult series and tried to make it kid-friendly, and it didn't work. So, basically, it really did feel like he was trying to get back to his glory days, which is always sad in my books. Like, I am not a kind of guy that lives off nostalgia. I refuse to watch a movie in 4:3, like what's called full frame or pan and scan. I just won't watch it. I won't do it. That's why I've never seen Zack Snyder's Justice League, because why would I watch that, especially when it's 4 hours, when I could basically just watch the original, the one that Whedon put out, and in 16:9, because it just looks better. So now we get to the fact that Cosmic Fury is going to be the last Power Ranger series. And he's going to go back and try to do a remake of the original. Yeah, no. No, that is it. I am done. I still watch Kamen Rider. Still watch Super Sentai. If I can find another tokusatsu series that is good, I watch it. But in terms of Power Rangers, it's not even worth getting the toys, really, because, like, I got the Dino Fury guys. Like, it was easier to get them than basically just, and cheaper too. Like, every one of them was like $25 Canadian, which is cheap. Trust me. So basically, I got them, despite the fact that my Terrazord one came with a mismatched piece, which kind of made it unusable. I tried to get it replaced, but they never did, and I couldn't really afford to get a new one. So, and honestly, like the Dino Fury stuff was good. Then we get the Cosmic Fury stuff, and the Megazord is $75 American plus $25 shipping fee because it's an import, and it basically does nothing. You're much better off, from what I've heard, and I totally agree, just like buying the Sentai stuff, because it's about the same price, and you can actually get ones that light up and in the correct colors. Also, I really didn't like that they went with totally new suits for Cosmic Fury. I didn't like that because, I mean, like the Key Ranger stuff looked awesome. Maybe they thought it didn't look enough like the traditional suits, but the new ones don't either. I know people tell me that, oh, they're done by Toei. It's like, well, yeah, but it kind of looks like they half-assed it. So, if they are able to do something decent, I might pick it up again. But for the time being, no. Anyway, guys, that is my video for today. If you like this video, give it a like. Feel free to comment. If you share it, that'll help me out a lot if you know anyone that might actually like it. And yeah, if you want to support me, just buy me coffee. And till next time, hopefully next week. That's going to depend on how the week goes, because this week was kind of bonkers. So until next week, I will see you again. Bye, guys.